Hello, it's Joanne Murphy here again, and this video is all about how to feel safe succeeding again after stress or a setback. So it might sound like a strange title, but what I'm talking about is often we get into a place where we're sabotaging ourselves, and we know we're sabotaging ourselves, and yet we still can't stop doing it, right? Does that ring any bells? Ever happen to you? Might be things like procrastination. Like we know we need to do the thing, but somehow we just keep getting distracted and not getting around to do the thing that actually we need to do. Yeah. So things like that kind of procrastination. And when that's happening again and again, it's worth just looking at, okay, what's really going on here? And often what happens, especially if you've been through, as I said, stress or a setback, your subconscious has connected whatever was going on at the time with your level of success. So let's say you had a fantastic year in your business, and also that year you suffered a bereavement. Yeah. The two are not connected, but subconsciously there's some kind of pattern or flavor of like, oh my God, last time we were really successful, we lost this person we really cared about. So although logically it doesn't make any sense, your subconscious doesn't work in logic. It works in emotion, it works in feelings, it works in pictures. So if your subconscious has connected those two, then the next time you start really going for your goals, going for success, it's like, oh, hell no. We're not going there because last time something really horrible happened. And your subconscious is trying to protect you. Yeah, it's not trying to annoy you and get in the way. It's actually trying to protect you from some reason. Yeah. So I think the work is really about understanding where that's coming from. What makes the subconscious think there's something scary going on here or there's something to protect you from? Yeah. And when you can unpick that, then you can kind of separate the two things, yeah, so that you can then go for the success that you're going for, go for the goals, whatever it might be, without kicking off the subconscious overprotective kind of vibe that it can get to sometimes. If you're a high performer, high achiever, you just like push, like I'll just discipline myself into doing it. And I know this because I have been there, still go there sometimes, of just like pushing through, and a lot of us have that hard work ethic, yeah, that we're proud of, that we've grown up with, that kind of the struggle and the hustle and all of that stuff. There's a kind of pride in that or a valor in that, right? So we can think we need to just push harder, but the more you push, the more your subconscious is going to resist, right? So if I can explain to you what I call the depth map of transformation, so imagine like a triangle, and at the top of that triangle are things like uh, actions, information, knowledge. Yeah, it's very top. And then you have mindset stuff, which would be perhaps where your affirmations and things like that would come into play to help you kind of uplift your mindset, being thoughtful about what you allow into your mindset. So, positive input from inspirational videos, inspirational reading, motivational videos on YouTube or whatever it might be, right? So that's all mindset stuff, which is all great and powerful and cool. However, those things are working at the conscious mind level, okay? Which is like the tippity top of the iceberg. Yeah. And the conscious mind determines about 10% of what we actually follow through on, what we actually do. Your subconscious and unconscious controls more like 90%. Yeah. So if you're pushing, you're working that 10% really hard and you're probably maxing it out, and that's cool. But you're missing out on this like 90% of the iceberg, which if you could get that aligned with what you want, what those goals are that you're going for, can you imagine, right? How much leverage that then gives you rather than just only using that top 10%, you're actually using the whole triangle to push you forward. Well, maybe not the unconscious stuff, but certainly the subconscious stuff, which is like 80 or 90%. So the work I do is it touches all of those layers. So rather than just just pushing hard on actions or going deep into mindset. And I love all of that stuff. I'm all about it. Um, and it's not the full picture. There's so much more, so much more. You can go deeper when you get into more of the emotional work, more of the subconscious work. So if you've experienced stress or a setback of some sort and you're trying to come back, what I could really recommend is to do some of this deeper healing work, to do some of the heart healing work if it calls to you. We can have a discussion about that. And really look at separating what the issues were. So if it was, excuse me, um, that a relationship ended at the time that you just had a really big success in your business, and maybe the two weren't even connected, but your subconscious has connected the two. So there's conscious work you can do around that. I think it's still like quite high level, and I would recommend going into the deeper subconscious work when you feel ready, because that will give you kind of greater leverage, greater impact, and it's very safe. It's powerful and it's deep, but you're in control all the time. I look at it and go, well, like, why wouldn't you?